You're watching Tennessee in 10, your news and weather across the state in about 10 minutes.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Holly Thompson at WSMV4 in Nashville. Well, the break from paying taxes at the grocery store is now over, but a state lawmaker says it shouldn't be. She's proposing a permanent ban on grocery tax. Newly elected Representative Afton Ben says even though Tennessee does not have an income tax, paying tax on food is hurting the poor. She plans to propose a law that would get rid of the grocery tax, replacing it with taxes on corporations.
I'm calling on corporations to pay their fair share of taxes in order to abolish the grocery tax. And I would challenge the Republicans across the aisle to join me in fighting to abolish it because it hurts their working class families as well.
The state says the average family saved about $100 not paying grocery tax over the last 3 months. The ACLU is now joining families who are asking the Supreme Court to block Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care. Now, earlier this year, state lawmakers passed a law banning anyone under the age of 18 from getting puberty blockers and hormone therapy. An appeals court allowed that ban to stay in place. Advocates say it's necessary health care. Attorneys representing Kentucky families are also planning to petition the Supreme Court later this week.
Good morning. I'm Whitney Turner in the WVLT newsroom. A Knox County judge is upholding the death sentence for Tennessee's only woman on death row. Attorneys for Krista Pike filed an appeal asking to reduce her sentence. Pike was 18 in 1995 when she killed Colleen Slemmer out of jealousy. Prosecutors say Pike hit Slemmer on the head with a chunk of asphalt, then kept her skull as a souvenir. 2 accomplices charged in the crime, one 17 at the time, the other 18, were sentenced to life with the possibility of parole. Pike's attorneys say Pike was only a few months older than her 17-year-old accomplice and deserves similar treatment. There is a 30-day window for Pike's lawyers to appeal the judge's decision. Well, search continues this morning for an escaped rape suspect facing more than 20 counts of child sex crimes, including rape. Take a look at your screen. U.S. Marshals say during his transport from Kentucky, Sean Williams escaped near the federal courthouse building in Greenville. Williams was last spotted in Greenville by a woman. Officials say they've been running electronic billboards in a list of states from Maryland to Florida to find him. Williams is considered dangerous. If you see him, do not approach him. If you have any information about where he could be, call police. And this weekend, Dollywood is getting a Christmas-themed makeover. You can check it out for yourself starting on Saturday. More than 6 million lights will be shining in the park this year. The celebration will also feature a drone show. The park has been nominated by USA Today for Best Theme Park Holiday Event. You can help Dollywood win by voting online right now. That lasts until November 29th. In the WVLT newsroom, those are your top headlines around East Tennessee.
Good morning, I'm Taylor Tucker. Here are your top stories from the Mid-South. Vehicle thefts and robberies are driving up the crime in Memphis. The Memphis Shelby Crime Commission says the crime rate is more than 6% higher than last year. However, for the first time since 2011, the number of guns stolen from vehicles is decreasing. The Crime Commission reports a nearly 13% decline, 1,653 guns stolen from vehicles up to September of 2023. That's compared to 1,895 that same time last year.
We're beginning to realize that it's pretty foolish to leave a gun in a car unsecured.
Gibbons says a proposal floating around the Tennessee General Assembly requiring people to secure their gun in the car could be discussed in the 2024 legislative session. He also says MPD data through September shows the use of guns to commit violent crimes increased 10% this year. And Shelby County Judge Jennifer Mitchell now presides over the Young Dolph's murder case. The news comes less than 1 week after Judge Lee Coffey recused himself from the case. Hernandez Govan, the man accused of conspiring to commit Young Dolph's murder, is due in court this morning. And also in court today, the attorney representing Desmond Mills Jr., one of the men charged in the death of Tyree Nichols, says his client is set to change his plea and federal charges. Desmond Mills Jr., along with the other 4 former Memphis police officers accused in the case originally, pled not guilty to the federal charges that were indicted in September. Those are your headlines from the Mid-South.
And First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro is here with a look at the forecast where you live. Another night ahead with near freezing temperatures, Stefano.
So that means some areas are going to wake up to some frost again tomorrow morning. Might cause a little slow going for that morning commute, but we're taking steps in the right direction to warm things back up. Yesterday, many of us stayed in the 40s, but we'll be back in the 50s before we even get to our lunch hour today. 50s and near 60 will be the high for the afternoon. 60 in Nashville, Chattanooga, 57. A pair of 5s in Knoxville, Memphis at 59, Tiptonville 57, and good sunshine to go around today. Clear sky tonight. Temperatures will drop down to the 30s by tomorrow morning, so some patchy areas of frost across most of the state to watch for. But the afternoon, the warm-up continues. This will be the trend all the way through our weekend. We'll be across the state in the 60s, 67 Nashville, 62 Knoxville, Chattanooga 64, Tiptonville 63, Memphis 66, and Jackson at 64. Notice the sunshine, that's hanging around. We'll keep the sunshine through the weekend, and Holly, those temperatures will push back into the 70s.
Ooh, feeling more like summer soon. All right, thank you. Well, the second round of performers for the CMA Awards are now out, and we know a few Tennessee natives are on the list. We're talking Kelsey Ballerini, Morgan Wallen, and Kenny Chesney. Now, Luke Combs, Post Malone, and Zach Brown Band will also perform at Bridgestone Arena. That's coming up November 8th. Well, thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with the big headlines from across the state. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
You're watching Tennessee in 10, your news and weather across the state in about 10 minutes.